One thing Weta Digital strives for is absolute realism and detail. Everything that we put onto the screen has been considered and always anchored back into the world in which everyone is familiar with. We recently completed work on the latest Planet of the Apes movie. Most of it was shot on location rather than the abstracted motion capture stage. It definitely created a lot more work, but the trade-off was the interaction with the actors. We definitely reached levels which I don't think we'd quite nailed on the previous movies. Some of the biggest challenges on making a movie like War from the Planet of the Apes is obviously dealing with the sheer number of shots across a variety of different sequences.
We've built a template system within Nuke. We're largely separating the assembly of a shot, the technical, putting all the layers together, from the creative side of tweaking those layers. And we found we can easily automate the assembly and freeing up the compositor to spend all his creative energy on making it look good. It also sped up the review and the troubleshooting because it's all familiar, it's a familiar layout, and a fix that worked previously on one shot has a high likelihood to work on the next shot because the architecture is the same.
Especially with the crowd shots, when we're dealing with so many elements in depth, without deep compositing, trying to piece those frames together would be a nightmare. I'd probably cry.
Traditionally, you would have to plan your layering very careful and work from back to front. With deep compositing, we can convert the scene into a 3D representation and place traditional 2D card elements within that view, and we know exactly where to place it. There's no ambiguity about where a layer wants to be or needs to be, and once it's placed, it's all going to track perfectly.
It feels like someone's taken a huge weight off of your back in terms of managing your scenes and how much extra passes and data you have to produce just to be able to layer those images together. From an efficiency standpoint, it's awesome, but also just from management and simplicity is a big win. I can honestly say that War for the Planet of the Apes was by far one of the best movies I've worked on. I feel like we hit new levels of realism, and I love the movie as well. I thought it was great.